It's the Ray and Melanie Show.
Hello.
Okay, there we go.
We
Hi.
totally improv that dance, by the way.
Yes, we did. We did. Step, touch, step, touch. If
That's
I'm
about
feeling
all I can
frisky,
do.
I can do a pivot. Yeah. Oh, every time I did a musical theater production, sorry, my camera's not wanting to follow me today. Um, the choreographer said, "Can you dance?" I'm like, "No."
No.
So put me in the back, and they can
Yeah.
still see me because I'm tall. So, but you
Uh-huh.
can't tell what my feet are doing. You can't see
There
past the
you
first
go.
people around. Yeah.
I
So,
know dancing is not my thing either.
no, no.
Mm-mm.
So I am musical, but dancing was not part of that. So,
You got the
so
rhythm, just not in your feet.
I got rhythm. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's one of those weeks. I am on vacation all next week for the holiday,
Yay.
and work has been driving me crazy because, hey, we need this before you leave and blah, blah, blah. So,
Hmm.
um, we took a break to do the podcast today and do some planning for our
Yeah,
upcoming holiday series.
we
Allison's
did.
gone. She left yesterday morning, early, early, early.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's just me and you for a couple of weeks.
That's right.
And
That's right.
before we get started, since the holiday is next week, we won't have a podcast.
Oh, right. Yeah. Next
So
Thursday.
because I'm going to
Yeah.
be taking some time off.
Good for you.
Yes.
You've been working a lot of hours.
Yes, I have. I am really needing some time off. So
Yeah, good. I'm glad you're taking the whole week.
yeah,
And you finished the week with your birthday.
I do. I do. I absolutely do. And I'm starting the week with my birthday too.
Good for you.
Starting this
Stretch
Saturday.
it out.
Yes. Gonna be doing some stuff for my birthday starting Saturday. So, and I've got a massage scheduled for Tuesday
Good
and
for
facial
you.
scheduled for Saturday. And
Nice.
I'm just gonna pamper myself next week.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Very
So,
fun.
how's your week been?
It's been good.
I've seen
Um,
you twice this week. Good.
We had our conference on Tuesday night, and
Yes.
yeah, it's been a good week. It's raining. I was talking to somebody this morning about how, this time of year, of course, we're always glad to see the rain, but it's also messy and yucky. And
Yes.
it's like, I don't want to complain about the heat and then turn around and complain about the cold rain. But yeah.
Well, and this is a little early for
Hmm.
our rainy season, to be honest with you. So, hey, it's fine.
And we have it so much better than up north. Oh my gosh, on the Pacific Northwest coast, they are
Yes.
just getting hammered.
James has family up in that area. We were talking about that.
Hmm.
Was it Ocean Shores, I think,
Okay. Oh, so they're
Washington.
on the coast?
Yes. They had a bomb cyclone and like two people died.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, no
it-
more complaining.
nope. Although, I mean, yeah, the house, got a lot of stuff going on, but we took our turtle pond out because it got damaged in the storms.
Hmm.
And we found a new home for our turtle a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so I dug the pond liner, the big plastic pond liner we had in the ground, out, and I got it turned over. And Martin
Okay.
loaned me a saw that I can cut it up into small pieces and get it in
Oh,
the
okay.
trash. I was
Okay.
planning to get out there and do that this weekend, but now it's going to be raining all weekend.
Okay, well, let's be real. We all know the reason the turtle pond is gone is because you have to incorporate space for the massive cat thing.
Oh, well, that's true too. We have a cat. Yeah, we have a kitty condo now in the backyard.
Those are not feral cats. They
So
are James's.
so we've had these feral cats that came into the yard. They're not feral anymore, apparently. Um, and one of them had kittens earlier this year. We found homes for the survivors of those kittens. Two of them did not make it out of the four,
Mm.
and we found homes for the other two. And then now the mom thinks that she is James's cat.
Yeah. I think
So
James thinks James is the
so
cat's
they
mom.
her and her sister live in the backyard now, and every morning I get up. I'm up at 4:30, 5 o'clock every day. I get up, I go to the downstairs, I make my coffee, and I'm sitting there and I hear this on
Oh
the window.
no.
And I look over, it's both the cats. They're stretching on the window, scratching at it. I'm like, don't look at me. I am not James.
I'm not your mama.
I open the door and they go. And he opens the door and they are like all over him wanting to come in the house. So,
Oh,
so
James has
anyway,
2 cats.
and with the freezing weather we had, because it got down to like 32 the other night. So
Hmm.
I was telling Melanie this at the charge conference the other night. He bought a heated kitten or kitty condo for the backyard. You plug it in, it has a, yeah. So they are now in there.
Now I forget, do y'all have a covered, is your patio covered?
No, it is not. We did have
Okay,
a
okay.
pergola that's over it with a cover, but
Uh-huh.
the cover of it got destroyed in the storms last year.
Okay,
So we haven't
okay,
put a new one up because we were like, okay, we'll wait and we'll put
okay.
one up maybe up next spring. But yeah, we had so much wind last year. It just tore everything apart.
Yeah.
We had the roof damage. It was,
Hmm.
yeah, just a mess. And the
That's
side of the house, the
true.
stucco and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, y'all
So
did. You had a lot.
um last weekend we had our Founders Day. We had
Hmm.
our heritage lunch,
Hmm.
which by the way, the chicken this year was off the hook.
Oh, wow,
You weren't
good.
there.
I missed it. Cooper had a soccer tournament.
I brought my friend Ashley. I always buy an extra ticket, and this year she
Uh-huh.
won the friend lottery. Um,
Good.
she was like, "Oh my gosh, this chicken! It just like fell off the bone. It was the
Oh,
best chicken
yum.
I've. This was my third. Was it my third or fourth heritage dinner lunch? And the year the chicken was the best it's been.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. I wish I
So,
had thought to tell you to grab me a plate, but I didn't
oh,
think of it.
I bought to go chicken
Mm-hmm.
because they always
Mm-hmm.
had leftover. And I bought a
Mm-hmm.
chicken and a half, and I came home. James ate all of it.
Yeah, good.
So, and we
Good.
won. I think we're like in the middle of the dessert dash
What did y'all get? What was your cake?
tiramisu cake,
Oh, okay.
and that
Okay.
was delicious.
Good.
It was good.
Good, good.
We had a good time. It was really nice. And then, of course, we had the Founders Day Sunday,
Hmm.
and the people who were a part of that. And I know I'm going to miss names, but Sarah Nita, Claire Camp, Sherry Teal, Stu Kageta,
Hmm.
Jack Kageta, um, Craig, wasn't it Craig Takagishi?
Takagishi.
Yes.
Hmm.
Who else spoke? I know I'm going to miss people, so I apologize. But everybody who was involved in that did an amazing job. Thank you for sharing all that information to keep us in remembrance of those who came before us
Hmm.
because it was
Hmm.
absolutely gorgeous.
Hmm.
Great service. The lyrics to the closing hymn they did not work. So you had a
Yeah.
couple of us singing the Japanese version. I apologize for me butchering it, but it was fun and it was a great service. We had a good time. So, um, we have a lot. Oh, this week is Jerry Amgo is going to be preaching this week since Allison is on vacation. She's visiting her
Hmm.
mom for the holiday.
Hmm. Hmm.
She left early yesterday morning. We had our charge conference on Tuesday night, which was great. Good to see Bishop um, Blake Busick. Sorry, I'm
Yeah, DS. Hmm.
yes, DS.
Uh-huh.
I almost said DDS. I'm like, he's not a Methodist.
He's our heart doctor.
Yeah. So,
And actually, I will say that Blake, spoke for a few minutes to start the conference,
yeah,
and he gave this little, 3 or 4 minute, whatever, not even a sermon, but it was absolutely beautiful. He was talking about how being human means we're supposed to be our best selves, like Jesus. Like being human is actually being full of love and compassion and grace and hope and all those things, which it just really struck me because I always think of being human as in like your excuse for doing something wrong, like
right.
sinful, flawed, all those. So it's such a beautiful twist to be like, no, being human means we're Christ-like.
Yes.
Very cool.
Absolutely. I enjoyed his talk too. And we had more people than I was expecting.
Yeah,
We
especially
had
for
a
a cold, rainy,
yeah.
late meeting.
It was actually it's my first charge conference ever. I've not been involved. And because I'm a member now, I decided to go.
Hmm.
So it was good.
And anything else you want to share about that?
The church, I am now an official candidate for ministerial.
Huh?
I'm going to be a certified lay minister. That's the
Yay!
plan. So I start classes
Yay!
when they're available, hopefully in January. I talked
Hmm.
to April Sousa yesterday, and she said they're working on those. So
Hmm.
yeah, and I
That's so
appreciate the
exciting.
support. Yeah. I appreciate the support from the church. It was very
Hmm.
sweet, everybody.
Yeah. Very obviously unanimous, cheerful, joyful um, backing of support for
Yes,
Ray.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And yes, I cried. So
Yeah. I
okay.
did too.
Yeah. But I kept going over my head. Am I too old for this?
No. God,
No.
no. No.
And then I was talking to Reba after the vote. She's like, no, we had someone, a friend of ours who was in her 70s when she started down this road. So I think she
Yeah.
did full ordination too. And I'm not going after
Oh,
full
wow.
ordination, just the certified lay ministry. So
Hmm.
because full ordination is like a 5-year thing, isn't it?
It can be a very long process. You have seminary, which is getting a master's degree, and it's a 3-year program, not a two. And then you have 2 years, like once you become clergy, you have the 2-year ordination process. So yeah, it can end up being,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, super
I just
long.
don't think I have that in me.
It's a tough process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
and Blake said that if you go from beginning to end, this process for certified lay ministry is like 5 to 6 months,
Hmm.
depending
Hmm.
on when they have the classes available and that kind
Hmm.
of thing. And it's that's good. That's all I want. I just want to be
Hmm.
of service as I'm
Hmm.
rounding the corner into my golden years. So
Yeah. Well, you
yeah,
have a lot of gifts to share. And I heard a pastor say a long time ago, which is actually what spurred me to go to seminary 25 years ago, 30, however many years ago, is he said, nothing satisfies the fire in your belly until you do what you know you're called to do.
yeah,
So if you're feeling that call to service, you definitely have those gifts and nothing else is going to satisfy you,
yeah.
you
Well, and
know.
I kind of felt that call, I don't even want to say 40 years ago,
Hmm. Hmm.
but things were different. And I
Yeah.
grew up in a different environment. And I even brought that up when I spoke Tuesday
Hmm.
night. I'm a recovering evangelical.
Right. Yeah.
So um,
Yeah. We had a lot
that
of work to
we
do.
have a lot of work to do.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I want to be of service. And I feel like
Hmm.
I'm my best self when I'm doing that. So
Yeah,
I think we all
absolutely.
are.
Yeah.
When we're of
Yeah.
service to other people, I think we are our best selves. So
And it goes back to what Blake was saying about being human is being our best self and
yes,
loving one another and compassion and grace and yeah.
absolutely. So you want to talk about the Advent activity, the adult activity you've got coming up?
Yes.
Well, it's not an
Yeah.
adult activity, it's everybody, really.
Yeah, it's intergenerational. It's an easy activity, and it's going to sound like it's kids because we're making Christmas trees out of buttons. And so there's a picture in the lantern of what it
Yeah.
looks like, but it is easy enough for kids and any age. But it's actually a really pretty, classy looking gift. Well, I mean, you could do it for yourself or you could give it to somebody. But we have several patterns to choose from, and it's basically gluing buttons. I mean, it's super easy, but then it comes out really pretty and I ordered some linen covered boards, like a flat canvas,
Hmm.
to make them on so they look really nice. And so anyway, it should be fun and it's always fun to kind of explore our creative noodles together. So that'll be December 8th, right after worship up in the Life
Okay,
Center.
cool.
Hmm.
Um, Before we started the podcast today, you and I were doing some planning for our upcoming series,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, which is Angels Among Us.
Hmm.
And it's going to start on December 1st. So you'll be preaching the first Sunday.
Hmm.
After meeting today and walking through a lot of this, I'm really excited about it.
Me
It's
too.
going to be,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good. And it's the whole theme of it is angels among us, do not be afraid. And there's a whole participation aspect of it from the congregational perspective. And
Yeah.
we're asking you to share the word, like the first week, the theme is more hope.
Hmm.
Hashtag
Hmm.
more hope.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
come prepared to be a part of the service, not just to sit back and listen.
Yeah, that's a great way to say that.
Yes.
It's interactive.
And
Hmm.
I am looking forward to it. We've got some great new choir anthems coming up this year. I think we have two or
Good.
three new ones for Advent. We've got a brand new
Hmm.
one for this Sunday, written by Carol Bayer Sager called Thankful, which is
Nice.
absolutely gorgeous.
Hmm.
I am really looking forward to that. Um,
I love that you all ordered some new music this year. You don't do that every year and it's expensive. And so I'm really glad that y'all ordered a bunch of new stuff. This year it's been fun to hear, like when you say, "Oh, we have a new anthem on Sunday." It's been fun, to come and hear it and
well,
yeah,
we do,
really
and you're
cool.
right. We don't order new music very often. I think
Hmm.
in my 10, 12 years, I've been at the church, I think January is 12 years. We've ordered maybe five new anthems,
Yeah,
six
yeah.
maybe, and we've done a couple of new cantatas.
Uh-huh.
But we don't buy a lot of new anthems. And
No,
this
good
year
for you.
we had a bucket of money that had been donated specifically for use by the music program, and then we ordered it. So
That's great.
we
Yeah,
got 13 or 14 new anthems, and they're
so
all year
cool.
long. So we got a few
Mm-hmm.
for different seasons. So
That's so cool.
yeah. Um, what else? How did because you started your Advent study, or has that started
It
yet?
hasn't started yet. It starts on December the 3rd, Tuesday, December 3rd. It seems because Thanksgiving is so late,
Yeah,
it seems like Advent is late. So our first one will be Tuesday, December 3rd. It's called The Heart That Grew Three Sizes, and it's based on the Grinch.
right.
It's an adult study. But I do need to say I put two links in the lantern to order books. Everybody has to order their own book. The Amazon link did not work. It took you to the leader's guide. So I'm like, oh, shoot, I put the wrong link in. So I emailed the entire congregation with the new link. The new link, I've heard people have gotten the regular book, the children's book, the leader's guide, all from the same link. So I do actually think it's the link that's poop. I mean, I'm guilty of, doing things incorrectly, but I do think the link is not good. So when you order your book, be sure before you hit that button, place order, make sure it's just the regular book, um, not the children's or the leader's guide. So yeah, that'll start. So if you want to do in person, it's 1 o'clock on Tuesdays. If you want to do Zoom, it's 6:30. And there's space for people in both. So just let me know.
Nice, nice. Um, we have what else coming up?
Christmas baskets?
Christmas baskets. Oh yeah, the Christmas basket program's coming up on December 14th and 15th. The day before the uh the 15th, on the Saturday the 14th, we have from 9 a.m. till noon. They're looking for people to come help get the baskets ready, do all the stuff, the setup for
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, and then Sunday is when the families start coming through the parking lot and grabbing
Mm-hmm.
the Christmas baskets. And
Mm-hmm.
that Sunday's December 15th. We will not have service that morning. It's a
Right.
2 p.m. service.
2
So
p.m. Mm-hmm.
I think we're mostly used to it because we do this every year, or we have at least for what, like
Mm-hmm.
6, 7 years now,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
longer.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So
10 years maybe. I don't know.
maybe, but it's a an amazing program. I'm honestly, I look forward to it because I can sleep in on that Sunday.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because normally we do a Christmas cantata. We're not doing that this year. So this year we're doing this series.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to save our time and energy for an Easter cantata this year. So
Cool. Be
yes.
fun. And the thing on Saturday is fun. It's fast paced. It's a lot of people from the community. The fellowship hall doors will be open, so wear jackets, hoodies,
Oh yeah.
jackets, because it's cold in there. But it's fun. It goes by fast, and we're usually done early. So
Cool.
yeah.
We are still gathering money for our November offering for United Methodist students. So, and we've talked about it before. We have Sydney Herder is one of the
Mm-hmm.
recipients of this from
Mm-hmm.
um, the United Methodist students, and
Mm-hmm.
just put Loomis FUMC memo line United Methodist students in the on your check. Um, I think that is it for announcements. I don't think I have anything else. Do you? Oh, choir. Sorry. Choir is singing at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, their annual nativity exhibit. They stopped that for a couple of years and they finally brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a different location though. It's at uh I can't remember the address. It's on Santa Juanita Avenue in Folsom.
Oh, it's in Folsom. Okay.
Yes. I will make sure that that is in the lantern coming up over
Okay.
the next few weeks. but it's at 6:30 on December 7th. That evening, we're going to be singing for the first part of it, and we're bringing on their choir to join us for a couple of songs as well. So we'll
Nice.
have about a half hour, and
Cool.
we always enjoy that. And everybody loves the nativity exhibits.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
they do such a great job with that.
Mm-hmm. It's impressive.
It is. It very much so is. So I am looking forward to that. And plus, we just love performing with our LDS friends. So bunch of amazing people, and they're going to
Mm-hmm.
join us tonight for rehearsal. So
Good, good.
next week, Thanksgiving, we are moving our rehearsal to Monday night, I think. Yeah, Monday
Mm-hmm.
for choir. So if people on the choir are watching this, Monday night, remember. I don't think I have anything else.
Right, so we won't pod next week
Yes,
because
a
we will
reminder.
be too fat and sleepy
Ah,
from eating.
yeah. Yeah,
We'll be
I think that's
stuffing
my,
our faces.
but that's the story of my life these days.
Yeah, yeah, me too, me too.
So,
I have one size clothes for the winter and one size clothes for the summer.
yeah. Well, yeah, it is. And Christmas is going to be here before you know it. And I'm like, "Ugh,
No.
no.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm taking off Christmas week too. So
Oh,
really
good.
funny this year. I normally take my vacation. I don't always take like a whole week off or anything,
Uh-huh.
but I usually throughout the year I make sure I take off days, like a long weekend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I use up my vacation by the end of the year because I don't like to carry stuff over. And
Mm-hmm.
we're only allowed if we don't in California, they can't take it away from you, but they
Okay.
can pay you for it. So at the end of the year, if I had any left over, which is usually maybe a day or two or three, I would
Uh-huh.
just get a bonus in my check for that vacation I didn't take. And then
Okay.
this year, the last week of October, my boss, she sends me a note. Um, you haven't taken any vacation. I was like, what? She said, you have like 3 weeks of vacation left for the year. You need to take it. Or I said, oh, well, we took off time for, we went to a funeral in Seattle in July.
Uh-huh.
So I took
Uh-huh.
off like
Yeah.
4 days, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, no, you need to take some time off. So I'm taking Thanksgiving week off. I'm
Good
taking
for
week
you.
of Christmas and the week after Christmas.
Good.
So
Good,
yeah.
good, good.
And plus
Yeah.
with everything going on at the church this time of year, I think I need,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take that weekend. So Christmas is what, on a Wednesday? So I'm
I
gonna
think,
take like that half and then the next week off. I'm gonna
oh,
be off
cool.
for a week and a half. Yeah. It'd be nice.
Part of the series goes into Christmas Eve, but we're doing two services on Christmas Eve. Do we know
Mm-hmm.
what the 5 o'clock and the 7 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
7 o'clock's more traditional,
Mm-hmm.
but what do you want to talk about? Any plans for the early service yet?
Yeah, I mentioned this, I think, last week that the last couple years we've done whimsical, light, goofy at 5 o'clock, coming out of the pandemic, just trying to, just trying to get some joy and celebration. But I feel like maybe we need to scoot more towards a more traditional service. So I'm sure it'll be a little different than the later because the choir's at the later one, and
Right.
we'll have some kids reading and that sort of thing in the early, but not quite as whimsical and silly, um, more spiritual. And so, yeah, you and I should sit and talk about
Yeah, I think we're going to.
that.
Well, we talked about the series for the first week, and then of course Allison will
Uh-huh.
be back for the second. So
Uh-huh.
I think we'll be more into the series for the 7 o'clock service.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the series is going to be nice. It's got some good music. It's
Mm-hmm.
got
Mm-hmm.
some great readings, a good threshold moment. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Sometimes we get those series and then we go, oh my gosh, this is blah, 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 blah. But this one just, it seems like a good fit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Anything else? I can't think of anything else to talk
You
about.
know, I was going to throw in what you and I talked about earlier at council, leadership council last night. They talked about bringing the offertory back,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
offering back. And so we're going to start doing that again. On December 1st will be our first Sunday of collecting an offering, passing the plate,
Yep.
singing the doxology and all that. So that'll be nice to kind of have that back and um, yeah, add a little more tradition and ritual to our service is
And I
be
may have to
nice.
dust the organ off and play the doxology on the organ.
Oh, oh, fancy.
Well, and it's funny because we had the organ fixed a few months ago and it broke down
Uh-huh.
again. It's got a
Oh,
power
it
supply issue
did.
or something. Yeah. And
Oh,
I
I didn't know
talked
that.
to Dan, the guy was on the over there working on it Tuesday, before the church conference. He was at the church looking at it, and he said, "We think we know what it is, not quite sure yet. So hopefully
Uh-huh.
it'll be fixed
Uh-huh.
by then."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay, cool.
the part of it was they had to replace the internal electronics, the connections where you press the keys and stuff were not working well. This piece is, it looks like there may be an issue with the power supply.
Okay. Okay.
So hopefully we'll get that fixed.
All
So
right.
a lot of people love the organ.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of the church experience.
Like
Not
it
as
feels
much
like you've been to
anymore.
church or something.
Yeah.
Like that kind of that high church.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. If I can get it to work, I'll dust off my organ fingers.
All right.
We have a few joys and concerns this week. Um, we just got a list from Sharon, and Melanie and I were sitting here going, wait, we need to make sure we add everybody we can think of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Continued prayers for Ken Iwasaki,
Mm-hmm.
George and Lindy Cornell,
Mm-hmm.
Steve and
George
Lila
had
Robb.
surgery, but he's home and doing well.
Oh, good, good.
Mm-hmm.
Steve and Lila Robb. Steve's preparing for surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Um, prayer that is not extensive and recovery goes smoothly.
Mm-hmm. That'll be December 6th is his surgery. So a
Okay.
couple weeks yet.
Ed Horton, he had a
Mm-hmm.
fall at the Heritage Lunch, and I was there when it
Mm-hmm.
happened. So keeping prayers
Mm-hmm.
for him and Marianne. Uh,
Yeah, he had a pacemaker put in, and I believe that was Tuesday. I'm kind of off on my days this week. I
yeah,
think that was Tuesday, but he's doing well. The
good,
pacemaker's working well, and he's doing well.
good. Judy Martin from our choir is recovering from foot surgery. Larry Pearson was riding a bike on, was it Monday?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it was Monday, and fell.
Oh, yeah, because we were
Yeah,
talking about it Tuesday.
yeah. He cracked 2 or 3 ribs. So he is home. He
Oh,
was in the hospital for a day or two, and he is home now, but he's doing well. He's going to be in pain
good.
for a while. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then we found out John Nita fell off of a ladder. And we don't have any other information on that. It just came from Sharon a
I
few
don't know
minutes
anything
ago.
about that. Yeah.
So keep all of those folks in
Ouch.
prayer. Some joys. The Pat Aiello did the presentation last week. I forgot the name of the organization, 100 plus women, something.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
We got
Yeah,
a
100 women. Yeah.
large grant, $15,000, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was 10 and then Best Buy matches it 50%, which
Wow.
yeah, brought it up to 15. Yeah, and
Um,
I don't think Pat knew that going in about Best Buy. So that was like an extra surprise that we got it, but then extra surprise that there's another
there was another, yeah.
5,000.
Well, and that's for our food bank, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll be
Mm-hmm.
getting some new equipment for the food pantry. But nobody really knew anything about this. Pat was just, he came to church and told us, "Oh, well, I'm going in front of this group." We didn't really know, and we were competing with 2 or 3 other
Mm-hmm.
charities in the area, and then we won it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's amazing.
Apparently these women meet quarterly or something, and so it's 100 women, they all bring $100 each. And then,
Wow,
that adds up, and that's where the money comes from, and they decide where they want the money to go. So yeah,
nice.
they chose Pat's, our food
That's
bank.
awesome.
Yay, yeah. Yay, Pat.
And then Mary Jo Ortiz had successful surgery. She's doing well. So that is good news. That was a joy. Um, that's all I have. Anything else?
Not that I can think of. Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you want to lead us in a word of prayer?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Loving God, as we enter this season of gratitude, thankfulness, crazy, bustling, busy Advent, we pray that you will remind us to look to you, be our guide, be our eyes, and help us to open our ears to hear what you have to say. We pray for all those that we mentioned out loud and for those who have concerns that have not been named. You know those. Thank you for loving us and caring for us. Help us as we care for one another. In Christ's name, amen.
Okay. Good podcast today.
Amen.
Good stuff. Lots of good stuff happening.
Are we going to do our closing dance? Two people who can't dance.
Yeah. Yeah. Two Southern people who can't dance.
That's right. That's right. We can make a mean mac and cheese, though.
Yes, we can. And sausage, biscuits, and gravy.
Now I am hungry. Gosh, that sounds good.
I know.
That
That's
might
one of
need
the.
to be dinner.
There's only a few things that I cook that James really likes, and my biscuits and gravy are on top of his list, I think. So.
Nice.
All right. I think I should probably go and earn some money from my other job for a while.
Me too. Well, not my other job, but this
Well,
job.
this is part of your job. But I will see you Sunday.
Okay, see you Sunday.
Yeah.